All right, Paradelton, life, 2 pots, and let's see what he did to his loadout. Oh my, this is definitely an early game loadout. He's got 3.4 defense pen, 3.6 power. He's got Ravager, but the thing that really makes it early game is he's got 12 health per 5. So he's got a good chunk of health regen just coming into the game.
Oh, and right away into the wards and the nightmares. We're seeing a completely opposite start from Wildkarrdde here. He's got full defense. He's got his will right away. He's got that 13.3 magic resist in the loadouts, but 6.1 defense penetration. So he's mixing it up.
Yeah, he changed that a little.
But he also has Warden.
Exactly.
So he's looking to dance around.
To do some work.
Yeah, he's looking to dance around and get his shields.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
So very defensive builds from both of these players, which of course means they're going to be the most aggressive games on the day.
That usually is how it goes. The more aggressive people, the more defensive people build, the more aggressive they play.
Absolutely.
But that defensive loadout from Wildkarrdde, though, it has him sitting at 70 magic resist base.
Yeah, because that was 66 yesterday, but it had armor on it. He got rid of the armor.
Yep.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, he's making me dizzy. Dibs, please. Dibs. Breakdancing Dibs. That needs to be a skin. Can I get a breakdancing Dibs skin, please?
Oh, what other skins would be fun?
It's challenging for Dibs. I like the biker Dibs that got thrown out. I even made a little image for his thing. Because, you know, instead of Zips being a bug on his back, Zips would be a motorcycle, right?
Yes!
So you'd have a chopper, and it only shows up when he hits his ult. The chopper comes out, he hops on it, he rides it around, and then takes off across the screen. I'm thinking that could be a thing. Nightmare Motorcycle Club.
That would be awesome.
Biker Dibs. Going in for some trades, and Wildkarrdde
level 2
loses about half
first,
of
level
it.
2. Oh, he's losing about 2/3 of his life there because Paradelton hits level 2 first. Level 2 is big because Nightmare, Ripple Nightmare just... And he did that even through a Warden passive and 70 MR. If he didn't have those,
it'd be game over already.
Dead.
Yeah. Would have been game all over it. And that's the power of that Ravager early. You know, if you can keep that up, build up that power, and then the second you hit 2, just go in with some solid trades, you're going to do a lot more damage than your opponent is going to expect.
Yeah, particularly if you can get 2 first. And Paradelton's also the first to 3. He's gonna... No, he didn't rake up the Nightmare. That didn't do enough damage, so he took Dream Wrap. Would have almost considered doing level 2 Nightmare and then pick up the Dream Wrap at level 4 in this case, given how... Oh my gosh, such aggression out of Paradelton. He has definitely turned this around, because it was Wildkarrdde pushing him around in the qualifiers, and Paradelton said, you know what, I had enough of this.
Well, if they know who they're facing, all they had to do was go back. You know, we put the brackets up last night, so they knew who their first round match was going to be. They go back, they watch the VOD, do a little research, maybe go in and farm up some loadout changes, and come back today and surprise them.
Yeah, I mean, when we were in raid call before this started, I mean, Ferris actually mentioned he was doing just that. He was playing for like 4 hours before Shaper World started, and presumably not only to practice but to farm up some Destiny to make changes to his loadout. And you can see it paid off. I mean, he's in the semis, so.
It also gets you warmed up. You know, you want to keep that reaction up. You want to play a few games at least. I don't know if I'd play for 4 hours beforehand, but hey, it worked for him.
Hey, no, hey, I don't argue with success, right?
Exactly.
Kind of like, gosh, my gosh, can you imagine all the Dibs running Ravager? It's going to be all we're going to see for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to be Ravager Dibs and the queues.
And you know, as long as it's Ravager carry Dibs, I'm okay with it.
But even a support Dibs, I mean, power is just, it's just everything on Dibs. Even, you know, the nice shields too.
I don't know. I want Ravager Gladiator Dibs carries. I want that for until they change it out on Tuesday. You got
Hey,
free dibs
BDNA.
until Tuesday, so.
Like, BDNA, please.
You know, he did that on the
did
Waystone
actually
stream.
run
And
Yep, he sure did.
won their match,
Wildkarrd's
did
first
really well.
to 6.
Yeah, and he used that advantage. He threw a lot of damage down on Para.
Absolutely.
He is still sitting on a potion. They both are. They both got one of them in their pockets, so they're okay.
CS is dead even, 26 apiece.
So two vastly different playstyles in terms of loadouts and starting items, and yet they're doing equally well.
I believe that's what we call balance. I mean, because I remember going around to a lot of the streams, but that's what I do when I'm at work, is I just go to a lot of the dog gate streams. Oh, nice anticipation on the Nightmare into the Ripple there. Wow. He couldn't get the follow-up Dream Wrap. My gosh, I cannot talk today. The follow-up Nightmare, probably because it was still on cooldown. He didn't have any haste. Yeah, I just hang out in all the dog gate streams and chat with people on my breaks, and had one question. It's like, well, I don't like the loadouts. You know, it seems imbalanced. It's like, and as you can see right here, these loadouts are actually extremely well balanced.
In terms of the ones we've seen in play here, absolutely.
Very true. Paradelton first to 7. That's going to give him the level 4 Nightmare. Wildkarrdde will immediately answer, though. Yeah, it has to be a level 4 Nightmare for how much damage it's doing to the Strider there.
Now, Wildkarrdde this time using his Dream App just for movement speed to get around CS easily, not necessarily expecting any damage. That is
standing in the creeps. You can't do that against Dibs. You will eat them Nightmares every time if you stand in your creeps. Nice ripple into Nightmare into auto attack.
So it definitely looks like they're waiting for a distinct advantage on an attack before they try to do any trades. Otherwise, they're just satisfied to farm up.
Dead even on experience right now. Oh, the whiff on the Nightmare from Paradelton is going to put him a little bit behind on the health right now. I don't know if he just misclicked that, but...
I think but they're still both fine. They've
Yeah,
both
they
sitting
are.
on a potion, so they're willing to stand those trades when there's no minions around. But there's been no
Strider
real,
wave coming up.
Yeah, there's been no real serious pressure put down on bindings on either side. So.
Yeah, and that's clearly evidenced by the CS being dead even, 52 apiece.
Wildkarrdde eating a little more, even with that defensive build, eating a little more of that Nightmare damage than is good.
Well, I think it's just that little bit of defense penetration showing up on Paradelton's loadout. It's not a lot, but it's clearly enough to make a bit of a difference. And the waves are clear again, and Wildkarrd's only have 1 CS here. Here's the next Strider wave. And one thing to note about these Striders is they actually level up each time they spawn. And when you take a binding, they actually spawn 1 wave faster. So that's why quick pushing, getting a binding very, very quickly is extremely important in a real game. Because if you get the first binding and the other team doesn't answer it, that wave's just going to automatically push. Oh my gosh, Paradelton getting really low there. What does he got now? He's at about 300. He's popped his last potion for that, understandably.
And I was not expecting that because I was watching Para's power level up. Oh, here we go in. Baits out the Bastion. And if he can land one more with the dive here, and answering Reverie.
Answered the Reverie. Wildkarrd's in trouble. He's probably going to die from this. There's the Bastion himself.
Oh,
yep,
that's
binding
unfortunate.
got him. 2-ham. GG.
The Dawn Gate.
Alright, let's see if we got the same loadouts again. Wildkarrdde with his classic Will 3-pot start. We've come to expect that. I wanted to see it before the tournament started. I didn't think I was actually going to see it, but you know, hey, Wildkarrdde proving me wrong here. I would assume same setup from Paradelton. It clearly worked for him.
We're seeing the life too.
Yep, same as Eddie started last time.
With the Ravager. I mean, it is a popular.
Paradelton
So.
Getting really aggressive. He's gotten a lot of confidence from that last win. And you can tell he's just going up there. He does not care. Although Wildkarrdde does get the initial trade-off. I like how Wildkarrd's going, come on, you want to play?
30
Let's play.
seconds until minions spawn.
Well, he can trade a little better. Oh, the
my
binding.
God.
Two bindings.
Two bindings. Oh my gosh.
There goes 2/3 of your health. That may not have been what he was going for early.
Probably not. I'm going with he wasn't going for that.
Yeah, and I think he stuck around there just to get another auto attack in, to get some money for another potion, because I don't expect him wanting to stick around for that.
Nah, I'm going to imagine he's going back.
Yeah, he is. He's hot footing it back to base right as we speak.
Yeah.
Wildkarrd's just going to dance it up a little bit here. We got on the Mortal Cam, we had a little bit of a ghost issue. There we go. Partly in the fog of the war outside the binding.
Now, I like what Paradelton was trying to do. He's trying to, just create the tempo early, get some nice early pressure, getting Wildkarrd's head a little bit, but he was having none of it. And the thing is, he's going to give the early CS to Wildkarrdde. He's going to farm uncontested for a little bit. I still can't get over this Ravager effect. That is too cool.
I actually, it's some of the effects for things I'm not a giant fan of, but I like the Ravager. I like the little sparkly action coming off you to let you know it's building up.
Hey. Sparkly hype, right?
Exactly.
Wildkarrdde first to 2, Ripple, auto attack. Oh, well, he got the Nightmare. Okay, I thought he missed it there for a second, but again, half his health, forcing out the potions. Looking at CS, wow, Paradelton up 3 CS right now, but it doesn't matter when he takes half his health that quick.
I'm not sure they're overly worried about the CS in the beginning. I think they're just wanting to get that solid trade-off, get the experience down, be within range to get that level so they're not behind at all. As you see Para picking up level 3 first, the Wildkarrdde falling right back up, so they're staying pretty equal with it.
You wouldn't expect something like Dibs to be as high skill cap as it is, but the thing about Dibs' kit is that it counters itself actually quite well. You have the Dream Wrap to counter the Nightmare and Ripple damage, and if they put the Ripple slow on you, you can use Ripple on yourself to get out of it. So
exactly.
A lot of things we didn't expect coming into this tournament. Like, we didn't expect 25-minute games, but we've seen them.
Not today, luckily.
Yeah, not today, luckily. Right, yeah.
We got a lot of matches to get through today. I don't want them going 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
Putting that out there, guys.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, what Ferris and Wildkarrdde did was pretty cool, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that was a lot of fun. It was like, hey, look, we're just going to go in. Who can land the Nightmares? I think it would have been better if there'd been a little more of attempts to dodge some of the Nightmares.
Dodge, exactly.
Hey. But it was entertaining.
And that's the important part. Yeah, Ferris is always good for the style points on the stream. I do like casting him. Paradelton holding the experience advantage. Not a whole lot going on. They're dodging very, very well right now. And then, of course, I say that in Wildkarrdde, it's a Nightmare.
Yeah. We got to start putting this caster's curse in our favor. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I haven't won the lottery recently. Nope, I got nobody showing up at the door with a winning lottery ticket. That's
right,
unfortunate.
See, but you were expecting the mailman for something else anyway, but he still hadn't shown up, right?
No, yeah, we are still waiting on one of our prizes to be announced. It was a special order, custom little gift we made up. I want to make sure that it is the quality we expected before we announce it. So we'll most likely not be announcing that until either tomorrow or Monday. But the first place winner does get 1600 Destiny, courtesy of Waystone Games. That would be gifted via Waystone to the winner's account. They'll also get their name up on theshapersguild.com as the Best Dibs World for January 2014.
And we got a lot of Shapers to go through, so they're going to keep that Best Dibs World for quite a long time.
I don't think we'll be revisiting Dibs for a while, just because with 23 Shapers out right now, and 24 to probably the 24th probably to arrive Monday. I would say Monday or Tuesday. Announced Monday, probably arrive Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did get a new lore and a new lore.
Yeah, you can always expect once you see the lore drop that there's going to be a new Shaper within a few days.
CS dead even still. I love this matchup. Both players picked up the level 4
these guys are
now.
Yeah, and these guys are pretty evenly matched. I mean, that's to be expected at this point in the competition. But.
Love the dream wraps from Wildkarrdde there, negating almost all of the burst from Paradelton's combo.
And they are sitting dead even on potions, sitting fairly even on CS.
Wildkarrdde's even dream wrapping the auto attacks now. He is definitely in the zone now. But I think both these players want it. But there was a lot of friendly banter between them before the game started, so they're really doing this to have fun, and you can tell just by watching them play. Wildkarrdde's first to 8, although he misses his Nightmare. Although it's an interesting decision in this format. Oh, ouch! No, he's not going to follow up on that. Interesting decision in this format. Do you max Dream Wrap second, or do you max the Ripple second?
See, personally, I think if you're going with an offensive build, you're going to want to max all your damage stuff. That's just... I know I go for that. I'm going to be going for the kill. I'm a more aggressive player. If you want to play that defensive game, or if you're taking a lot more damage, then you may have to go the other way around and just try to pull out the CS one.
Yep. Yeah, the point in favor of taking Ripple over Dream Wrap is that Ripple's cooldown actually gets reduced as you rank it. Dibs' other two abilities do not. Ooh, Wildkarrdde, you're going to have to be a little careful there, buddy. You got 300 health. Full combo and you're dead, buddy. Yeah, he's gonna go back. So he's gonna buy. He might referee back in the lane. I just want.
I would hope so. This is not a time to go back with this being a Strider wave.
Particularly
you do
this
not
is a
want
Strider
to lose
wave,
that experience.
No, you can't. Particularly when Paradelton already has the experience edge.
Yep. And here comes the come back. Let's see if he's gonna stop.
Got a wisdom and a force.
Yep. He went to stop the back. He needs to go back and get that experience off that Strider though, and he lost it.
Nice chunk.
You know, he took some damage on Para, but he knows Para's going back anyway. You need to go back and get that Strider. He totally lost. He was not in range of that Strider for experience or the
sure
die.
So yeah, he's got wisdom and force.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, if he wanted,
under attack.
Para could reverie back into lane. But
and it's exactly what he's going to do.
So, you know, pushing that up and losing some of that wasn't necessarily the best idea.
But he misses the Nightmares.
Well, Wild did a good job of predicting where he was going to put it and walking around it.
Oh,
They're
did
solidly
you see how much
now.
damage he took from that? Oh my gosh, Wildkarrdde, you can't take another one of those.
Para came back with a rage.
That's a good
He is
buy,
not
actually.
messing around. That is the first legendary item we've seen in Best Shaper World.
No, actually, there was one earlier, and it was actually in the same situation because
I did not see a rage.
Downsy bought it actually.
I did not see a rage buy. Oh well, there you go. If it wasn't on stream, it didn't happen. No. No, if it wasn't on stream, I wouldn't have known about it. I was too busy doing so much streaming. But we've seen a double blue out of Wildkarrdde, going with the Force, getting the power and the Mastery, and then the Wisdom. You know, it's hard to say which is the better option here because they're both doing really well against each other.
Right. Here's the thing about the Rage. Wildkarrdde's got 81 MR right now, and he's losing 40% of that.
Yeah,
already. So he's losing 32 MR. That's better than a destruction.
Yeah. At this stage of the game.
Destruction only gives you 25. So the break-even point on 10 is somewhere around 60 MR.
Well, 60 resistance. You know, it'll go for your armor and your magic resist. I think it's around 66.
That's true.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Someone
Right
in
around
the chat
60.
can probably confirm or deny that. Pair's back up to full health, keeping Wildcard back a little bit. You know, that's the power of that rage.
Wildcard's actually up 8 CS right now.
Oh, almost pulling that
you don't want to
binding
chase
shot.
that.
Yeah, buddy, you did that earlier, remember?
And then he ate 2 binding shots
Yeah,
at level
let's not
1.
do that
It's
again.
like,
Down
sir,
to a
you don't
third
want
health,
do
though.
that.
Oh, almost walks into binding
Nope.
range again. He is
and he would have been rippled.
walking a fine line, quite literally.
Yeah. So is
Because
Wildcard, too.
He will lose that advantage.
Here's the thing, Wildcard's sitting on 300 life. Well, Paradelton's got 500. Here's the full combo. Wildcard's dead. His MR is not going to save him with the rage. See, look at that. One nightmare.
That was one nightmare.
Remaining health.
One more lands, it's going to be all over with. I am surprised Para didn't actually try to dive that. I mean, I know he's got Bastion up, but so does Para.
And the other thing, but here's the other thing. Wildcard took Wither.
They both did.
And
coming back, aggressive Reverie back into lane.
Yeah,
expecting him to be there.
He already
but
backed off.
He backed out. He picked up a power and a will, so you can tell he didn't pick up a lot of CS. Not enough to get another blue, but enough to get some offense and some defense, which he's been balancing.
What did Paradelton pick up? Can you see?
Para went and picked up straight into a blue. He picked up a Resolve with a very aggressive Reverie back to lane. Wildcard trying to Dream Wrap out.
Extremely aggressive. Dream Wraps preemptively, very smartly too, because he knows he's going to hit the. He's going to get hit with a Nightmare as soon as he comes in.
Yeah.
Another thing I've seen good Dibs players do is, yeah, you notice the Reverie spot he comes in. It's very telegraphed. Just drop a Nightmare right as he comes in.
Yeah. We're looking at about a 15 CS lead right now, and it is 13 minutes into the game. So if someone can force that CS difference, you know, it may not matter what items you got.
Wildcard managing his Dream Wraps very well right now. And of course, there's even more MR, so that Rage is going to do even more work.
I mean, he's sitting on 105 magic resistance, so Rage is going to pull off 40 of that. So it's like sitting at 65. I mean, it's still better than Paradelton's 33, but for the amount of money you dropped in that, it's, you know, it's rough. But he's doing well with it. Obviously, he's winning these trades right now. Getting Para down to half health, sitting at full himself. And you got to remember, Wildcard not only is at full health, he's also got 4 potions. Para doesn't have any.
Oh, he does have 4 potions. Yeah, the other thing, though, Paradelton's in a good spot to bait here, actually, because that Resolve is going to give him an unexpected shield as soon as he gets low, so he can use his Bastion to bait. Now, that'll be obvious to Wildcard. I don't know if he's going to take the Resolve into account, though.
No, that is another 150 health as a shield.
And, you know, that's enough to eat 1 Nightmare.
Yeah, the CS difference up to, with that, up to 16. So, staying pretty steady. About half of what they need to actually win by CS.
I hope this doesn't go to a CS win, though. Would so love to see an explosive end to this.
With the items they're buying, I mean, that Destruction, he's got the Resolve now, or the Rage, excuse me, the Rage and the Resolve. You know, he's not messing around. Para's really going for those big buys. I think all it's really going to come down to is landing a couple trades.
I think so too. We're up to level
There goes a
14
good
already.
ripple.
The level.
Nightmare wasn't in the right place to really capitalize.
Yeah, but even
Wildcard
these
taking
auto-attacks are
advantage,
crushing.
though.
Oh my gosh! Look at that Rage doing work. Chunked him for almost 300 damage.
Again, though, Wildcard doing more damage though. He's getting
That's true. He's landing
damage
more
with
shots.
the Force, landing more of his another binding. He's landing more of his
but
skill
he got
shots.
the Dream Wrap up.
So even with the Rage doing a lot of damage, Wildkarrd's landing more skill shots. That's coming up in a lot more damage done on Para. Plus, you know, Para's only sitting on 33 magic resistance, so more of it's going through. Oh, aggressive play.
Oh my gosh.
Threw on the Wither right
Wildcard
away.
gets...
Both of them with the shields,
Yeah,
but Wildkarrde...
absolutely.
Oh my. They're
Yeah,
just
Para
like,
don't-
nobody's
not
doing any
it.
damage,
He's
guys.
dead.
That's because you're
Yeah.
both withered. And the last one
Yeah.
goes to Wildkarrdde. And
It's telling you to play Moya, man.
I think you know, it's Moya Free Week, so best thing
But you know
about
what that
Moya
means.
Free Week, next week's Moya Free Week.
Give Moya free week. Torp hated me for that post, I'm sure.
He was
Oh
not
wow,
having fun with
Paradelton pulling a page out of Wildkarrd's book here. He's got the will and 3 potions to start. Did he change his loadout too? Yes, he certainly did. He went back to Warden, but this one's got a bunch of magic resist on it now too.
Yeah, he's got a blend of stats going on there, and he picked up a deflect. You notice that?
Yes, oh, I do see that. And again, that could be good for denying the CS. The CS was
interesting
definitely a
choice.
problem for him.
I mean,
Oh, Wildcard, what did you do?
30 seconds until minions
it's
spawn.
because he's just now hearing that he forgot to lock in his roll. That 30-second Twitch delay.
Which plays?
Both people, though, with the Will 3-pot start. Both of them going with Warden. A little smattering of different stats for both of them, though. But they definitely, you know, playing a little defensive. Going to pick up that offense through their items.
And Paradelton going back. He may pick up another pot. He might have gotten enough. Yep, he
Minions
sure
have
did. He
spawned.
picks up his 4th pot. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys.
And that could pay off pretty well, because Wildkarrd's not going back. So he's going to have one up on him. One extra in his pocket for that sustain.
Yeah, I expect last time we saw them run both these loadouts, they both ran Warden. It was a very quick game yesterday when they both ran Warden.
Yeah, I think you get a little overconfident when you build a lot of defensive stats and you think, oh, I'm going to go in and I'm going to trade and I'm going to do okay. And either you do or you don't. Like it's a really quick one way or the other. Whereas if you go in with that offense, you play a little, you know, cautious. I mean, you want to go for damage, but you know you're going to take a lot if you're in the wrong spot. So it's a bit of the mental
Wildcard
game.
coming out ahead again in the experience.
Yeah.
Ripple into Nightmare. He misses the first Nightmare though, so he doesn't get quite as much damage as we'd expect to see. I tell you, I'm still waiting for that Decay to show up in Best Shaper World. I think that would be a great item in this matchup. I mean, you land that Ripple. I mean, not only is that a nice chunk of damage, that's 8% of your health gone.
Again, though, I wasn't expecting to see a lot of purple items, so you definitely have to commit to that path. I'm not sure that's something they want to do in this. They want to go for that early blue or double blue usually. I mean, we did see that purple, but running the camera off the screen, we did see the purple, but like I said, if that's only the second purple that's shown up and only the first on the stream.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Paradelton did actually go for the Abolition yesterday, I believe.
At one point, yeah, but you know, there just wasn't enough time in the match to go any further than that.
That's true. Just trading CS here, dead even on CS. Wildcard has not picked a spell yet.
No.
Both hitting 4
That's
at
kind
the
of-
exact same time.
Yeah.
You can't get any closer than this, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone keeping that spell choice in their pocket has actually been a good thing in a lot of cases.
Yeah, Downsy.
If you're comfortable with it, it's a great way to play because you can react. You put them on hotkeys. You react based off what you need exactly in the situation that you need it in, instead of planning ahead. That's not something I do, so I'm not recommending that to everybody. But for people that can have that reaction time, they know where their hotkeys are. Definitely a good way to go.
Yep. And the other thing that does when you pick your spell, your opponent can see it.
Yep. So you're going to telegraph with that spell choice, you know, what is it I'm planning to do? By not choosing it, you can sit there and keep your opponent, you know, a little off guard. Now, in some cases, that totally just denies any aggression. When we see him pick an early Bastion, they will not try a dive. So in that case, I think it's better to keep it in your pocket, make them dive because they don't know what you have, and then you pull out a Bastion.
Nice juke of the Nightmare by Paradelton.
Wildcard going pretty aggressive, but Paradelton answering.
Absolutely, man. He had his Dream Wrap up, so he got the better end of that trade. We're up to level 3 Nightmares now. And you can definitely see the effect it's having on these creep waves. Wildcard first to 6, but Paradelton quickly answers. You saw Wildcard thinking about going aggressive there. He said, level 6, no thanks.
He just turned right around on him. I was like, nope.
Paradelton almost getting caught standing in his creep line, but he gets out of it quick enough.
They're both at the point right now where a Nightmare on that back line of caster minions has taken just under half of their health away, which is making it easier for him to CS. And one of the reasons why they're not really getting a lot of binding damage.
That's true. CS is... I mean, these guys are not missing much CS. They're not missing.
They're playing
much
the same
at all.
strategy, and that's, you know, I mean, there are optimal dib strategies, and they're both kind of honing in on that right now. You know, a good mix of dropping those Nightmares on your opponent is harass, as well as dropping them on your back line.
Doing both whenever you have the opportunity, of course.
Exactly.
So, but you think about what you're watching here, and then you apply it to what you see in a real game. Let's say you go up against a lane, you go into a lane with an Amaranth, and you're Dibs. You might think, well, that's not a very good lane. Amaranth can't pop the Nightmare stacks quite on demand. But what it creates is a situation where the opponent wants to stand in their creep line to block the tidal wave, but they don't want to stand in the creep wave because they'll just eat Nightmares.
Yeah, the tidal prison, that little bubble. You want to stand behind your minions. A lot of people stand in them, but yeah, it does leave you open to that free harass from the Dibs. I'd still rather have a Zeri in a lane with an Amaranth personally for the magic shred.
Well, that's true.
You don't always get that choice in solo queue.
This is very true. Or you know, Zeri may not be free a particular week, so.
So we're seeing the focus really just on the CS. Not really a gigantic difference here. The 3 difference is probably just going to be made up by what was under the tower, but he actually loses a little. Wildcard up by 5.
Yeah, both these games yesterday when we played with these players, they were over at level 7.
Yeah, I think they've gotten a little more cautious in their play. They know that this is the matches that's going to put them on into the semifinals. I don't think either of them really wants to stop playing at this point.
No, I think they want to keep going. They're having way too much fun here. He's shamed in now. But unfortunately, it is going to end for one of them after this game. One of these two will not be the best Dibs world.
No, instead they'll be like maybe 5th best Dibs world.
Shout out to Ferris. No, Ferris, we can't give you the title maybe 5th best Dibs world. That's not going to work. Because then we have to give those titles to everybody.
So I think we're probably, since they're both sitting on defensive items, I think they're both just kind of farming up to an item break point. And then we probably might see them go back. They'll probably throw a fight down here at some point. Para's going to eat a binding attack. But then,
but he's going to answer with a Nightmare, so
I think they're going to wait to go full on for the kill until after they go shopping.
Yeah, I would imagine that Will's going to go to Wisdom for both of them. We'll expect to see an aggression, maybe a control out of Paradelton. I wouldn't see the control out of Wildcard. But who knows? Maybe he was watching some of the earlier matches.
Great Dream Wrap timing there just to block that little bit. It was just an auto attack damage, but hey.
You know, every little bit helps, man.
Still so close together on the creep score, 71 to 67.
And coming up on that 10-minute mark. Paradelton hits 10 first. Oh, but he walks right into that nightmare. Gonna be pushed back to his binding. His wave's gone. Oh, nice use of the ripple to buy a little more time for his creep wave to get there. I love that use of the ripple.
Yeah, he was eating some auto attacks off those range creeps. While that may not seem like a whole lot, Sergeant Beaks is not one to ignore. His damage can be quite a bit in this kind of a one-on-one
particularly
situation.
when there's 6 of them. And I was completely wrong. We've got a might into an aggression, actually. So we may be seeing maybe going for an oppression, or we're not going to see strife. We better not see strife.
That would be a total troll pick at this point. You are not farming that much. If you guys do that to me, I'm just going to flip a coin and call somebody a winner.
No kidding, right? Although it could be inevitability too. Although that usually goes from control, but it can go from might too.
See, both players using the Reverie just to get back to lane, not necessarily trying to go aggressive.
Wildcard coming back with the conviction in the aggression. Now, Conviction's got a pretty high win rate in the tournament, actually.
Yeah, Conviction, Aggression, and Power. So keep that in mind, because we didn't see Paradelton turn his will into anything. So he just went into two different blues for the Power.
But I think the biggest key part
converted.
Yeah, the biggest key part of Wildcard's build right now, he's got 6 potions.
It's going to be a lot more sustained. We also see Para.
Oh. The other thing here is that Wildcard picked up a Wither too.
Yeah, Para picked up the Bastion to go with his Deflect, so he's going to have shields on shields on shields with Dibs, because you could Dream Wrap into a Deflect into a Bastion.
Yeah, but the other thing, he's not going to be able to trade any damage back. He's just going to get withered.
Yeah.
But, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, there's something, though. Ripple removes movement and parrying effects.
I don't think
Wither may not be the wisest idea.
I don't think that's going to remove Wither, though. It might remove the movement speed reduction, but
it'll probably
attack
remove the
speed,
slow.
Yeah. May not remove the rest. That's going to have to be a Ghasty question. I have not tested that.
Ghasty, please, if you want to answer in chat.
If you're here. Oh, Wildcard just walking right into that nightmare. Luckily, his Void Shield saved him.
Oh, nice Ripple to knock away Wildcard. Just make sure he can't get any more aggression. Oh, Wildcard, you got to get away from that Strider. Them things hurt, man. And now we're starting to see the difference the Conviction makes. Paradelton's fallen way behind in sustain. He's having to pop more potions. Wildcard hasn't popped another potion yet. He's still sitting at 6.
Yeah, he's got about a 16 MR advantage with that item. You know, it's not huge, but it's enough that with that compared with the shield you get off Void, that's really where you're seeing the difference.
Very true.
I mean, if you're against a heavy magic team or an all magic team, that's definitely items you want to go in, because you're basically getting, you know, extra free health that regenerates itself every few seconds when you're out of combat. It can build up to quite a good amount.
Yeah, in fact, we can tell you it stacks up to 225. And it's not just out of combat, it stacks up every 4 seconds. Does not say anything about having to be out of combat for that.
Well, usually if you're in combat, you're getting hit by somebody. But maybe that's just my definition. Wildcard going fairly aggressive, but Para's just going, oh, I'm Dream Wrap, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I need to Dream Wrap.
Running away.
Rippled himself to cancel the ripple of Wildcard.
Yeah, that was smart. But Wildcard lands another one, but doesn't get the follow-up Nightmare. Oh, we go into the big deflect. Bubbles everywhere.
Is he trying to deny a CS win?
No, I think he was just. I think he was just like, you know, I'm gonna pop this one now. It's a quick cooldown. I can use it multiple times. I'm surprised he hasn't used it multiple times during this. Oh,
Paradelton, man, you can't be catching them nightmares because you can't afford to go back right now.
No, not with a.
I mean, he's got
wave.
to, but he can't really afford to. Not on the Strider wave, and not with your opponent 16 CS up. You don't want to give him one wave worth of CS, because if he forces you out of the lane even once, he can get you.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of an experience lead on him right now. Forcing him back because he is low health. He only has 350 health. His Dream Wrap's keeping him in the game right now, because when he stacks all 3 of them, he's preventing about half of that.
228, yeah. So Paradelton's probably going to push this out. Ooh, knockback.
Oh, 97
so
health.
Give it up for me.
And Wildkarrd's sitting on
you gotta
full
get
health.
out of here, buddy.
Wildkarrde just totally taking dominance over this lane. Full health, 4 potions.
And
There
he's
isn't a
got
whole lot what
21,
Paradelton can do.
23 CS lead.
I think we're going to see him push in and dive. He does have his Reverie, so I think if he
Yes,
lands
he
a
sure
good
does.
attack...
Paradelton
Oh!
hits the
That
bastion.
shield!
He's got no health.
I've got
17
17,
health.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
ridiculous. I'm
He
very
has to back
aggressive.
now.
I would have Reveried in and gone for the kill.
But he doesn't have to, because
He's just going to
he's
take
about to win
the binding.
in 2 CS.
And 2
or
CS.
take the binding.
Yeah,
Yep.
either way. If he Reveries back into lane, that's the only thing that's going to prevent the CS run. He does. He comes in
And
behind.
you see he's going for the CS.
Wait,
He
watch
comes
for the
back.
CS. Nope, he's trying to come out to the fight. Personally, I would have just taken 2 CS and called it a win.
There's the counter Reverie. Wildkarrd's fighting.
They just do not have the damage, though.
Yeah, they don't.
I'm just waiting for CS.
Paradelton comes back with the
Oh my,
inevitability.
how is that happening?
Wildkarrde really slow.
One more attack
barely
and he
alive.
is
One
down.
more
He's
attack.
going to Dream Wrap and go, but
No. Nope.
And he lands the Nightmare out of nowhere.
Takes the